Hey everyone, just thought I'd drop another quick video about there's a possibility that Mr. Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber, um, may and again this is just uh, be there's a possibility, and Deontay said he's keeping all his options open, so it's not just Tyson Fury, it's a lot of different fighters. Everything's on the table, which I actually like the sound of that. Okay, he's keeping his options open. He's more obviously of a free agent right now. He sounds like he's in a new phase of his life, open to the possibility, and I like that. I like that for Deontay, so that's good. What I'm concerned is that I would, my opinion, I just really no, the Tyson Fury fight, no, everything but that. Deontay saying he's looking into possibly a two-fight deal with Ngannou, the MMA fighter. I'm okay with that, even, because I think at this point in Deontay's career, I think he's definitely, you know, he's being 37 years old, he's looking, well, we're always looking to, everyone's looking to get paid in life, whether we're just working a regular job at a store in a small town, or a famous boxer. We want to get that money. So these are smart, I think, business moves, I think, and also career, moves in terms of entertainment. To me, obviously, him fighting an MMA fighter is more, to me, entertainment. Okay, that's not going to, it won't add anything to Deontay's resume if he beats Ngannou, of course. But this is an opportunity to make big money. It's a money grab and it's entertainment. And like I always say, my video, I can't knock that hustle. Nothing wrong with that. Go get your bread. Um, Anthony Joshua, I think, is I'm fine with that. At this point in their career, it'll be interesting because, as we all know, a few years ago, they were both undefeated. And it would have been interesting to see if they would have fought each other when they were undefeated. But it was, as we know, a lot of things were going on that that stopped that from happening. I'm not going to get into that right now into this video, but I think we know a lot of stuff was going on, right? So they never fought when they were undefeated. But interestingly enough, they both now have, multiple losses on their record. And in a way, maybe that's kind of matured them both. Anthony Joshua and Deontay are probably both mature in a different way because you grow from losing. You actually grow from a loss. That's the irony of life. You learn from losing. So I'd be interested to see them fight. And I've heard some people say that I don't want to see the fight anymore between, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. It's lost its luster because they had losses. I actually think I can see what they're saying, but I think in a way it's gained luster because, again, I think they've both matured as fighters emotionally. And then if any real fan of boxing knows, it's 90% mental anyway. So in a way, I think it's more interesting now that they kind of actually just both have more life experience as well, what they would bring to the table. And I think they've both learned humility, something they both really didn't have as much of in 2018 when they were undefeated. Now, 5 years later in 2023, with the world having even changed so much, it would be interesting to see those two fight. And I would love to see those two fight. And if they did fight, I would definitely buy it on pay-per-view. Absolutely. It's still a fight worthy for us boxing fans to see. Okay. And I would still like to see it. I would also love to see Deontay fight Usyk. I think that would be a great fight. I would love to see him fight Usyk as well. So there's a lot of good fights out there for him. But Tyson Fury, I think at this point, this could be more, the only reason he would fight Tyson Fury right now would have to be either for him, there's something left to prove for him in his mind, where he's still trying to prove something to himself. There's nothing left to prove to the public. And it would be an obvious, big money making opportunity. There would be a lot of money involved. He did talk about the possibility of fighting in Saudi Arabia with Tyson because he said it's sort of a growing, burgeoning hotbed for boxing over there, he said. So I can understand the financial aspect of Deontay entertaining the idea of fighting Tyson, but in terms of the fans seeing it, we don't. I don't think we really want it. We don't want to see that a fourth time. We don't want. It's just like when Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez fought four times. That fourth fight wasn't really. I mean, people say, well, that's the fight that Marquez actually knocked out Pacquiao, and that's true, but that was an interesting coincidence, and that's true. I don't know if that's going to happen here. I don't know. What I'm saying is, I'm concerned if Deontay, and let's just say if it even happens, if Deontay would fight Tyson Fury, I have to admit, as soon as I heard him say that, and actually I thought he was joking. And maybe he is. I don't know if he was playing with the reporter. He was kind of like, yeah, we fight again. We do it again. But, he said he's keeping his options open. Maybe he's serious. I don't know. I'm just saying in my mind, if he is even slightly entertaining the idea, I don't, if it just seems like something about those two. And this may be one of those things that both of them will look back 20 years from now and maybe be able to laugh about. But it's something about those two. They're almost combustible. So on the one hand, it does it does kind of make it exciting because they are really like oil and water. They are so separate in some ways with their life background and personalities, but in some ways they're very similar. They're almost like the yin and yang to each other. But the problem is, you know, at this point, with him having two losses, I don't care if you agree with the two losses. It doesn't matter if you think that they weren't fair. I'm not going to get into whether you think they're fair. Whether you think they're fair or not, he's fought him 3 times and he's never won once. You can argue about should he have won the first fight, if you think the count was too long when Tyson was knocked down. Why did Jack Reese start a 10 count for a guy that was literally unconscious? I don't know. That will be suspect to me. But that's what he decided to do. Now Jack Reese says it was the nature, the importance of the fight, the significance is why he did that. Be that as may, we can be upset all day, but at this point, their first fight was, literally 4 years ago. It was December 2018. It's 2023. At some point, unfortunately, we're just going to have to move on from the fact that it was a draw. Whether we think it should have been a win for Deontay, or you agree with Jack Reese's decision and think, no, he did what he was allowed to do. He exercised his judgment as a ref and he did a 10 count. Tyson Fury got up and started to fight Deontay and almost hurt Deontay in the 12th round, right? So there's arguments for people to say, no, I think Deontay lost fair and square. Tyson Fury outboxed him. The only rounds that Deontay won were the rounds that Deontay knocked him down. There's some people that have said that. So I've heard both sides, but either way, it was December 2018. And then they fought again in February 2020. And we know what happened there. His trainer threw in the towel. We know what happened. I'm not even going to get into whether you agree with his trainer throwing in the towel or not, or whether you agree the fight should have been stopped. It was 3 years ago this month. Okay. And then they fought October of 21. And that was fun. It was exciting. Deontay knocks Tyson down twice. It was exciting. But unfortunately, he got stopped again, just like he did in February 2020. He got stopped again. And I don't think anyone is even questioning the gloves this time. In the October 2021 fight, the third fight, I don't think there was an issue with the gloves. Okay, I think Deontay was fine with the gloves that Tyson Fury chose because he decided to fight him that night. I think he was okay. That's something that he wanted to do. So to me, there's nothing left to prove to us. At this point, if you are a fan of Deontay, there's nothing that anyone is going to say that's going to change your mind in terms of how you feel about the 3 fights that he's had with Tyson. If you are a Tyson Fury fan, there's nothing that I can say that's probably going to change your mind, or vice versa. Or I can't either way, right? If you're a Tyson Fury fan, you're still a Tyson Fury fan, yeah, right? So, now if you're a boxing fan, you're sort of like trying to be down the middle. You can see points on both sides, but is the fight wanted or needed in any way? No, the fans do not want to see that fight again. And also, if Deontay would lose that fight, what is that going to do to him mentally? That could really crush him if he would not win that fight. Now, I would like if he would win. I would like Deontay to beat Tyson Fury at least one time on record, on paper, but I don't know if that's going to happen. What is that going to do to Deontay's spirit if he would fight him and he wouldn't win? That's what I'm concerned about. So I don't even want him to even do that. So, and if Tyson wins it, all his fans are just going to go, ha, 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 that's what you get. See, why did you do this again? Of course he was going to beat you. What did you expect? They're going to be all, it's going to get, it's going to get kind of ugly between the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fans. It's going to get very ugly. And I kind of don't want to see that again. All us boxing fans that have lived through the last 3 fights, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't really even want that to start again, that kind of ugly discourse. So I'll just say at this point, Deontay, Mr. Wilder, you don't have anything left to prove to us. If someone was a huge fan of yours, then they're probably still a big fan of you now. If someone was a big fan of Tyson Fury, they still are, right? So if you want to do this, please make sure, I guess you're just doing this just for money. Don't do this to try to get I mean, of course you want to win, but if you don't, just remember, if you don't win, you didn't need to do this in the first place. So I want you to do this other than for this might sound funny. I want you to fight him for a reason other than wanting to just beat him. In other words, I want you to make so much money if you fight Tyson Fury a fourth time that it won't even matter if you lose. That would be the only justification I could think you would do it. You better make a fucking lot of money, okay, for this. That's what I would say. A lot of money to justify it. I mean, so make it a huge money grab so that way, if you wouldn't win, you could say, well, I didn't win, but I sure got a lot of money. Because if you would fight him a fourth time and you wouldn't win again and you didn't make a ton of money, it would not be justifiable in any manner. And you'd be looking like, why did I do this? Do you see what I mean? So make sure this isn't just your ego that you're feeding, unless there's something maybe that you are trying to prove it to yourself. And if you are trying to prove something to yourself that you can beat him, you have every right to do that. You have every right. This is your life. You can live it how you see fit. Just be careful that you don't get damaged in the process trying to prove something when no one's asking you to do that. So just my thoughts. I'll be back with another video soon.